Manchester United on video finds Old Trafford welcoming Cole from Newcastle, a new goal king, £7 million worth of Andy Cole. Transfer sensation and another dramatic coup for Alex Ferguson. Or should we say, Alex Ferguson, CBE, OBE and Honorary Viking. A Swedish ceremony with a difference coming up. There's a truly international feel to our features this time round, with the flip side of Peter Schmeichel. And a Ukrainian extravaganza, Andrei Kanchelskis, letting his goals do the talking.
Поздравляю вас всех с Новым годом, желаю счастья, всего самого хорошего.
The food fads of Sharpe are revealed. Will it be brown rice and pasta or jelly and ice cream? Find out a little later. And we stroll down memory lane with a look at one of United's little big men.
Macari, goal! Macari, second goal of the game.
There's a bachelor boy in a bachelor pad, David Beckham making music, plus all the action that's seen United kickstart their championship challenge once again. Ooh-ah!
Cantona! So that's what it means to Alex Ferguson, and all connected with Manchester United.
I made a point before the game, the Giant has to roar sometime, and we haven't done enough roaring this year, to be honest with you. And now we have. I think hopefully we can keep it there now.
The UEFA Champions League, the #1 European club football competition.
A Championship League defeat in Barcelona, victory courtesy of Romario and Stoichkov, meant United had to go to Sweden needing to win. Simple as that. The Swedish weather had a Manchester feel to it. Gothenburg is a port situated on the west coast, though it's perhaps more famous for its cars than its fishing. The world centre of Volvo is here, and the people, well, they like to speak their minds.
Mr. Bruce, the general opinion about Manchester United in Sweden is that it's an excellent team, but the central defenders are slow. What is your comment?
Well, obviously the Swedish people aren't very good at them because Gary Pallister is one of the quickest in the club. So, are you talking about me? Are you talking You're probably right in saying that. Yeah, can't argue with it.
A night view of Gothenburg, and what a simply stunning view it is. It's just a couple of degrees above zero here at the Fort de Lyon, which dates back to the 1600s, and it's here this very evening that the Manchester United manager Alex Ferguson will be feted by the Godistatsförbundet, which is the exclusive order of the Gentlemen of Gothenburg. It is a private member society, if you like, featuring royalty, ambassadors, and some of the most important men in Swedish society.
The night before the big game, and Alex Ferguson received yet another honour from the Order of the Honourable Gentleman of Gothenburg. Essentially, he was being made an honorary Viking.
Höge och väldebroder hedersordförande. Inför dig står hedersvik Alex Ferguson, som du bett mig införa.
Member of the Order of the Goods. Before you were dubbed an honorary Viking, you declared that you would be a faithful link between your country and Sweden. And in that, in presence of witnesses, you promised the following: I will show courage and stand fast in the defense of freedom and the laws of my country. I am aware of the importance to preserve man's heritage to culture and nature in my country as well as in the world.
Be honored. Be welcome. This is our oath.
We'd like to thank you for inviting us here this evening on this auspicious and very interesting occasion to witness the ceremony this evening. We're also very pleased that Alec Ferguson is obviously held in much greater esteem here in Sweden than he is in England.
I come from the northeast of England. Alex comes from the northeast of Scotland. We're well used to Viking raids. Hopefully we'll be able to get one back tomorrow.
Leclerc tried to flick that inside. 2,000 Manchester United fans here in this crowd of something like 33,000. There's Cantona ducking underneath it. Kanchelskis with a chance! And saved by Ravelli. Leclerc! Oh, goodness me.
Hey, getting out of nothing. Out of nothing, actually. I know Brian McClare has that knack of running into the box.
Vince will take it. Sweeping it wide for Kanchelskis. Taking on Nielsen. Getting outside in this time. Tried to play it in towards McClare. Hughes! Saved by Ravelli.
Goal as well. Oh, tremendous telepathy here. Watch a little. He cushions this ball. Cantona, a lovely little cushion. Sparky's read the script very, very well, and you know, favoured him right outside of his right foot volley.
Longquist on the far side. United are going out of the European Champions League.
A red card for Paul Ince completed a night of misery, but by then the damage had been done, victims of their own poor defending. The European dream was fading, and suddenly their destiny was now in foreign hands.
To lose goals where we did, never going to have a chance. I think that's been symptomatic in the last game and tonight.
Why did it go wrong for you? Why were you so bad tonight?
Well, I've no idea, to be honest with you. You can make excuses if you want to, but at the end of the day, we weren't good enough.
So United had to beat Galatasaray at home, but more importantly, Gothenburg had to beat Barcelona away if the Reds were to go through. The market reflected the disappointment, with United shares falling 14 points. New blood was needed, and the hunt was on for an Englishman.
Gillespie gets back to help Irwin. Right.
Really did well to hold that, and the shot. Good play by Ian Wright. Again, a physical battle. It's well won by Mark Hughes. Kanchelskis and McClare. And Seaman able to get up in time. Dickoff. McGoldrick. Teasing Dennis Irwin. Good. Right! Blocked on the line by Pallister. Right, can't believe it didn't go in. It's a good deep cross. And it was well knocked back by Smith. Pallister, the saviour of United. Strong challenge by Hughes, who's already been booked, and who will be off.
It's all a far cry from the sexy 70s when the United souvenir shop was beating to a rhythm of platform shoes and Oxford bags.
3, 2, 1!
Kill something!
It's marketing for the 21st century, and it's the size of the store that really takes the breath away. You feel as if you're in a mini Old Trafford, where the faces of the stars look back from every angle. In a sense, it's purely to satisfy demand.
on match day we just couldn't cope. The horrific queues out there and people just wasn't prepared to queue and walk away, so we just really felt we had to open the new megastore so that everybody could come in and buy the stuff on match days.
Davis, good turn. Another of the confident youngsters from the youth team. Here's McClare, one of the veterans, and I tell you what, he nearly got the opener. Terrific combination between Davis and McClare. Now Dennis Irwin for United, and now Mark Hughes, and here's Eric Cantona. This is good stuff from United. Looking for the correct option, McClare hit the post. Thought it had beaten Gunn, it had, but it hadn't beaten the goal. Here's Davis still, and McClare again. Everything's coming McClare's way, and he's getting unlucky. Kanchelskis to McClare. Ince, Cantona, McClare, good football. Cantona, superb. Lovely move from United. Everybody knew exactly what their position was. McClare slipping it through, a dummy by Hughes, a finish from Cantona, 1-0. Dennis Irwin, Cantona, Hughes. Oh, and Cantona will get there, has the strength, has the balance, but in the end, Brian Gunn makes sure he doesn't have the finish. Owen's throw, Cantona. Always looking up, always sizing up the opposition, looking for the options. Hughes had a swing at it, got stuck under his boots. Ince! Just over the top.
From the league to the Champions League, the Reds against Galatasaray, with Gothenburg having to beat Barcelona in Spain.
I think we can do it tonight. 3-0 United and 1-0 to Gothenburg.
We'll win tonight, but I'm not sure whether we'll go through.
Well, I think we can win here tonight, but I don't know about the result in Spain. I think Barcelona might nick it, which will be disappointing for us.
With 7 first-teamers missing, the manager turned to youth. He didn't have a choice. It was all very confusing.
We did this practice match, you probably heard about it, you know, that I changed the team when I realised that Keith Gillespie was a foreigner. Honestly.
The tone of the evening was set immediately when Roy Keane ran 30 yards to put in a crunching tackle. It was a night when Manchester United showed the rest of Europe what they've got in store for the future.
But Keane bringing Gary Neville into it. That's not a bad cross there towards McClare. It might come for Simon Davis onto the left foot. A super start for Manchester United, and it's one of their youngsters, Simon Davis, who scored the all-important first goal. A brilliant opening. And a long cross came in, up goes McClare.
And McClare's done plenty for them there, Brian. He's just done enough to put the defender up. He's still got plenty to do as young Simon Davis, and he finishes that. A Lee Sharpe, a Ryan Giggs. That's a magnificent strike, and what a start for the kid.
2-0! First Davis the youngster, second Beckham the youngster. Well, the young boys are doing Alex Ferguson proud. Stoutly beaten for the second time in Manchester United, 2-0 up. And Cantona making a break, spotted well by Irwin. Turning, gave himself several yards there. A little flick on, and suddenly Roy Keane. A possibility here for Manchester United! 3-0! Roy Keane! A great start to the second half.
Every time United have had a man over there and gone round into the spare space, they've always got plenty of time. Good little touch on, great ball from Cantona. Good composure there, beats 2 and then a little slot, tucks it right in the corner.
Here's McClare. He's got Cantona up on the left. He's got Keane away on the right as Cantona goes into overdrive. Into the box, looks up, sees Roy Keane, and Poulet! An own goal! And that makes it 4.
It had been a truly great performance, not good enough though to gain a place in the quarter-finals. Gothenburg and Barcelona, who'd drawn in Spain, both going through. But for David Beckham, it had been a night of dreams, particularly as he hadn't been expecting to play.
I'd seen it on the texts and in the papers and that, but I didn't really believe it. And then when I got to the game, like there was a few rumours floating about, But then, like, the boss announced the team and I was playing, so I was chuffed but nervous at the same time.
And your family were there, but they presumably didn't know either that you were playing?
No one knew, like, you know, until, well, obviously I walked out on the pitch or they'd heard, you know, on the antenna.
What happened when you scored? Tell me what your dad did.
Well, I think he just jumped up and headbutted the person behind him, I think.
Oh, Beckham! It's a goal!
What was that moment like when the ball hit the net? Was it sort of as if you were in slow motion sort of thing?
Yeah, I was waiting for it to go in. As soon as it went in, I couldn't believe it, you know, it was a dream. It's just a dream. And, like, I'd never had a feeling like it in my life, never.
Oh, Beckham! It's a goal!
Back down to earth, young David's kept in check by landlady Annie Kay, who's been looking after United youngsters for more years than she cares to remember.
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been a landlady?
25 years.
Who's been here apart from the chaps that are here now?
Well, there's so many. Well, Mark Hughes sticks out because he's, you know, out of...
Was he a nice guy, Mark Hughes? Was
lovely.
he good?
Yeah, lovely. Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about David? Is he a good lad?
This David, yes, he is. Can't say anything about him.
Is he
likes
tired?
the phone, that's the only thing.
Phone, does he?
He likes the phone.
Right, let's have a look at them. What have we got here, music-wise? What's your favourite? You've got enough CDs, haven't you?
Yeah, well, my favourite's probably the R. Kelly one.
R. Kelly, let's have a spin around. R. Kelly, as recommended by David Beckham, yeah. How many trainers does one man need? 4 pairs of trainers, 4 hats, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you wear them all, the caps?
Not at the same time, but...
No. Which is your favourite? Show us which is your favourite.
Probably the New York one.
New York, where did you get that from?
I got it from down London, actually.
Not from New York?
No.
Oh, bad deal. How many pairs of football boots have you got?
2 pairs in, and I've got about 4 pairs in the cupboard.
And these here, see that Beck's?
Yeah.
And that is the actual boot that scored the goal, isn't it?
Beckham's a man on the brink of the first team, on the point of joining his heroes. His pedigree's excellent, part of a youth team that's producing new stars almost daily.
A few of my mates in London turn around to me and say I'm lucky and that. I know I'm lucky, but you know, you have to give up a lot of things, and like I was prepared to do that to get what I want, and hopefully I do get what I want.
David Beckham, yet another protege though, was making his mark in the absence of Mark Hughes. Paul Scholes weighing in with goals down at Loftus Road.
Bardsley, it's long. Back by Maddox, off the crossbar again. Gunn the first time. Ferdinand plays at his pace. Oh, it's a good chance! A wonderful goal! Wonderful goal by Lex Ferdinand. Dennis Owen. Oh, unlucky Scholes. Goalkeeper made an error. Came out and slipped. Owen with a run on the left. Scholes in the middle. Good header, lovely goal. But he certainly deserved it. And it was a really fine header, wide of the diving Dykstra. Nice touch again, Scholes played early by McClare to Roy Keane. Keeps his balance and scores. It went straight down the middle, right through Rangers. Simon Davis has Bannister on the near edge, McClare behind, Scholes on the back post. Goalkeeper in trouble. Scholes gets his second. 3 minutes into the second half. Breathing space for the champions. Impey. Down there. Lovely goal. Ferdinand.
But still a vital win for United, and now just a point behind Blackburn, having played the same amount of games. But let's take a time out as we move from the present to the past. Lou Macari, the little striker who became a gigantic hero in the 70s and 80s, whose impudence and tenacity struck a chord with the Stretford end. In management, his sense of humour is as strong as ever, and happily his links with United remain. Cod and chips twice, please, Lou. Macari had been a target for both United and Liverpool, and Doherty just pipped Shankly.
He obviously gave me the impression that big things were going to happen. They were going to improve the team, which was one of the reasons why I was there. The team needed improving. And the prospect of me joining Manchester United was one I couldn't turn down. When I was at Celtic, that was the team I supported in England, and it all came up for me.
Tommy Doherty had got his way, and Macari was suddenly at the centre of a United resurgence, at the centre of one of the most attacking and entertaining sides in recent memory.
It's a good one in, and it's a goal. Lou Macari. Lou Macari, 1-0 Manchester United. Playing with great teamwork. That's up by Macari. Hill trying to get there. Macari! Goal! Lou Macari, second goal of the game. And that's in! Lou Macari, I think, got the final touch. Hill. McElroy was offside. The linesman flagged. Referee has let them go on. And Macari has put it in the net. And the referee says that's okay.
I wasn't a prolific goal scorer in terms of getting 20 and 30 every season, but I felt for a midfield player I could get my fair share of goals. I never felt I was a crafty goal scorer that I picked my spot. I always just felt I was there to maybe poke one over the line.
Lou thought he'd scored his most famous goal in the FA Cup final to beat Liverpool, but then he found out he hadn't.
And has it gone in by Macari, is it?
At the time, there was a golden boot for whoever scored the winning goal in the cup final, and I didn't for 1 minute think that anybody else had scored the goal. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I thought I'd scored the winning goal at Wembley. And after the game, when we go through all the press interviews and all that, by about 5:30, I see Jimmy walking into the changing room with this golden boot under his arm. And I thought, well, there's something wrong here. I should have this golden boot. And then somebody told me about 10 minutes later that they've seen it in the video, and it deflected off Jimmy's chest, and he scored the winning goal.
Centre forwards loved him. Joe Jordan enjoyed having little Lou alongside, so too Frank Stapleton, Macari the perfect foil, and the perfect super substitute in his later years at Old Trafford under Ron Atkinson.
Here's Macari for Stapleton. It's one from the books of fairy tales.
I think to stay there for 11 years, somebody must have thought it was okay. I think somebody must have had an opinion, well, because you don't last 11 years without somebody saying, well, they can do a job for us, we'll keep them around. Or maybe they just liked the practical jokes. Maybe I stayed at Old Trafford for 11 years because I was a good practical joker.
Lou Macari, now back up to date, and nothing vaguely comical about United's home record in the 94-95 season. Played 9, won 9, and not even a goal registering in the debit column. But then, like all great records, they're there to be broken.
Keane. Cantona. Hughes. Oh, hit the bar but stayed out. Ince is to the right, waiting hands on hips. It's Kanchelskis though. Oh! There's a belting strike by Andrei Kanchelskis. Just didn't start to dip early enough. Roy. Collymore. He's done it! Stan Collymore! And Nottingham Forest must feel as though they've broken into the Bank of England. Collymore has stolen a goal from the... Won't. Oh, and here's Collymore. Real chance for Stan Collymore again. Oh, and how close can you get? It's a full-blooded match, but plenty for gigs to aim at. Flicked on well and into the net. Cantona's goal. And the recovery has started. Eric Cantona from the corner kick. I think as much as anything, just trying to flick the ball on. Irwin with the corner. Just turned away by Haaland. It's off the line by Steve Stone. And nobody's epitomised the Nottingham Forest spirit more than Steve Stone. They shall not pass.
So Stan Collymore, the first man for 8 months to score a league goal at Old Trafford. But who was the player to do it before Stan? That's our competition. I'll give you a clue. The man we're looking for is a current league manager. Answers to the usual address, and you could win yourself a year's free subscription to Manchester United on video. Not bad, eh? One of the ways of finding the answer is to get yourself a Champions CD-ROM. The CD-ROM is the latest in computer technology, bringing you all the news on your favourite United players at the touch of a computer button. The CD itself is called United Interactive. It's mega.
3 shirts in the centre. Oh, what a header! And what a goal!
So put United software on your screen. It's now on sale at the United megastore, and if you missed out for Christmas, get yourself one for next Christmas. United Interactive. In the meantime, we'll go back to Boxing Day.
Ball Ince. Intercepted by Steve Clark, who laid it up to Spencer. Pallister gets a foot in. Here's Brian McClare. Lovely ball, threading it through, inviting Ryan Giggs to cross it. Giggs doesn't need second invitations, and neither does Mark Hughes, and Manchester United take the lead. And what a lovely goal it was. McClare out to Giggs. Giggs, beautiful cross, and the timing from Hughes as ever, exceptional. Davis, Cantona, Keane, here he goes, all the way, brought down, no question, Sinclair the offender, penalty Manchester United. That's the kind of power running that we've come to expect from Roy Keane over the years, and he did it brilliantly. To Cantona to do what he did in the cup final twice, and he's done it again. Converts a penalty, leaves Karine standing, 2-0. Clark into Steen, goes tumbling under Pallister, and the referee's awarded a penalty. Well, I'm not sure it was even in the area, this, but was it even a, well, maybe a slight shove, but the penalty's the outcome. John Spencer punishes Gary Walsh and Manchester United, 2-1, and Chelsea are back in it. Spackman out to Furlong. Furlong would prefer to be in the middle, but he's not a bad crosser of the ball. And Eddie Newton's come in, and it's 2-2, and Chelsea are level. Hysteria amongst the Chelsea supporters. Roy Keane. Still, United wondering just why they've managed to let the 2-goal lead slip, but it doesn't matter anymore, because Brian McClare's restored their advantage within a minute.
Pallister was up, it's come out to Brian McClare. In by Hughes. Oh, and Roy Keane coming in. And good block by Kevin Poole. Keane stolen on the blind side of the defence. Nobody picked him up except the goalkeeper. And this is now a test of Manchester United's imagination rather than their energy. They've got to try and find a more devious route through the defence, and they may have found it here with Giggs. Yes, they have, and he's in. Ryan Giggs has missed it. Cantona's in there, off the line, and again, first time by the defender, second time by the goalkeeper. Cantona, the player defied. Colin Hill has lost it. Kanchelskis. Oh. You could say that was decisive finishing. You could also say it sent a wave of relief around Old Trafford. And you might also add that Kanchelskis is now back out on his own as the leading scorer this season. This is number 12 for him. Just missed it, and it's in, Whitlow. The goalkeeper didn't make it, and Leicester have equalised.
You can safely say that Andrei settled in. The birth of Andrei Andreevich has certainly helped, and the Ukrainian has gone on, scoring spectacular and critical goals. There had been doubts over his future, but never from the fans. From Russia, with love to Andrei. Stay.
He just got married and his wife's very young, and then they lost a baby. You know, these things are a tremendous trial, a tremendous test for young people. But they've come through it well. It's a true mark of his character. He has come through it.
No one deserves success more, having to overcome a language barrier in a foreign country at such a young age. He's had to adjust to a completely new way of life, missing home comforts. Ask his roommate, Brian McClare.
I think he likes a lot of caviar. I think he can't believe the price of caviar that we would pay for caviar here. He thinks that's ridiculous.
He honestly, really
yeah, because he gets caviar from home. I think it's ridiculous paying this money for. Have it for breakfast. And I think he does have it for breakfast.
The balance, the poise, the pace haven't changed. A new awareness and a new self-belief have added so much to his game. The importance of knowing you wanted, the importance of knowing you belong.
I think he's changed an awful lot. He's matured, he's grown up in himself, and I think that's probably reflected on how well he's been playing, particularly this season.
Places the ball very carefully. A few bodies tumbling in every direction, and Ekelund, well, how did he miss it? Jason Dodd drove it in, Ekelund headed it over. Well, good powerful running this, all the way by Kenner, into the area for Magilton into the corner, and Southampton score right on half-time, and is he pleased? Nice throw. Cantona's broken away, knocks it into the area, took a heck of a whack there, but it doesn't matter because Nicky Butt's forced it in. Cantona delivered the cross in, took a heck of a whack from Francis Benali, and the ball into the box, fired home by Butt. That was the challenge in the background, and Butt punished them for it. Beckham United again, good touch by Butt, here's Cantona, Butt again. And Grobbelaar pulls himself down to the left to save. Jilton. United just at the moment riding a little bit on their back of their heels, and in the end it's come through for Ekelund, and as I speak Southampton take advantage of being on top. 2-1 now. Cantona still to a chorus of booing. I think he's more than used to that by now. Here he is again. Careful delivery of the ball in, and that's the result, and Pallister heads home 2-2.
So important points dropped over Christmas and New Year, and suddenly a gap developing at the top, with Blackburn looking very strong indeed. At least Gary Pallister doubled his total for the season with a goal against Southampton. And you may remember, last time we asked you who he scored his only goal against in the season 93-94. Well, it was Wimbledon, and Joanne Lewis got it spot on, winning herself a magnificent shirt signed by all the players. Now here's your chance to win a brand new blue and white United strip. Just tell us which company makes it. Simple. Which company makes the United strips? Answers to the usual address, and please mark it Kit Competition.
And I think as he's got a little bit older, he maybe thinks a little bit deeper, not just about football, but deeper about life and about responsibilities. And I like to think, and I'm sure I'm right, that this award is acknowledging that fact, that he's brought something more than just 4-2-4 and 3-2-2, all that kind of thing, to the game.
It's always difficult when you get an award with that, an honour like that how you relate to other people with it. For instance, you know, do you feel embarrassed? Do you say, you know, when I got my OB, I said, well, what did I do to deserve that? You know what I mean? That type of thing. But when I got this award, I said, well, you say to yourself, well, the club's been fantastically successful, the team's playing wonderful football, and it's really an acknowledgement of the club's success and all the hard work it I put into my life, really.
An old friend returned to Old Trafford on January the 3rd. Dion Dublin leading out Coventry City against the champions. Everybody delighted to see him.
Well, I don't know where the goalkeeper was going. I haven't got a clue where Big Oggy was going, Martin. He came an awful long way, in my opinion. And he doesn't get anywhere near it. Cantona. That's a lovely measured pass from the Frenchman for Gillespie. But Scholes! It's gone for Manchester United here. And Alex Ferguson's decision to prefer Paul Scholes to Mark Hughes pays a dividend. Yeah, but he's got Nicky Butt to thank for it. And Gillespie. But Cantona starts it all when he threads this ball wide. Now look at the red shirts in the box, and Coventry have got problems. You can bet your life Gillespie's going to attack Williams. He does that, but doesn't score. But we talked about the movement of Scholes. There it's there for all to see. Keane. Cantona. You could see what was in his mind, and so too Presley saw it, but he's in trouble now. And the referee looked to the linesman to check. To be fair to the referee, top marks, he wasn't sure. But Coventry have just committed suicide here. I don't know what Stephen Presley was thinking of. Well, that's compounded it. He sent Presley off. This for 2-0 to Manchester United. There it is. Was there any other outcome? So coolly. Here's Giggs. Scholes and Cantona repositioning in the centre. Nice work from Giggs, Irwin. But Scholes, beautiful play, Macari. Super football. That really was super football. Cantona. Terrific control. Macari lines it up. But I think when that left Brian Macari's foot, he thought that's going in, and so did the goalkeeper. But I think it just swerved away.
The New Year news on Lee Sharpe was positive. From crutches to 18 football, with a return to the big time just around the corner. Sharpe began the fight for fitness against Burnley at the Cliff training ground. Another man who knows all about injury, Ben Thornley, earned the youngsters a penalty. He almost earned himself another spell on the sidelines with that tackle from John Pender. Ouch. But Sharpe, perhaps showing a little ring rustiness, couldn't make it count. He certainly showed he was on the way back in the second half though, with a goal that would have graced Wembley, never mind the training ground. A wonderful shot into the top corner. It's been a frustrating time for Lee Sharpe, and he needs a clear run now to help United in the coming months.
It builds you up to knock you down, doesn't it, football? It's just one of them things. It's something you've got to live with, you've got to cope with. And hopefully I can just say, touch wood, I'm not going to have another injury again. I keep saying it, but I'll say it again.
More from Lee in a moment. Here's the good news. The A team, top of the Lancashire League, and looking well set again. You want more good news? The B team are top of Division 2 and looking even stronger. United on a diet of success.
You may remember in our last video we had the privilege of looking into Gary Pallister's fridge. Well, this time it's the galloping gourmet himself, Lee Sharpe, who's going to show us around in a minute. Are you into food?
So. Seafood, I think. Seafood and eat it, you know. I'll let you over.
It's quite good though. Yeah, well, let's start with a cup of tea. Are you a good tea maker? How's your tea making?
I'm a good tea maker. I'll probably go down as one of the best in the world at making a cup of tea, to be fair. Just take sugar.
One, please, yeah.
One. I'll give you one of the cups that's not chip, shall I?
Who does the cooking?
Me.
Honestly, all the time?
All the time.
Does he ever cook anything?
Tea and toast, beans, anything that'll go in the microwave.
But when you're sitting there at night watching a film, who gets up and makes the tea?
Me.
You can make the tea as well? Joking me. Oh, this is the big moment. Let's have a look in the fridge. Well, first of all, it's got to say it's quite neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite organised, isn't it?
Neatly stored. Right, let's have a good rummage here. Oh, the first is a giveaway straight away. What are these?
Thought you might go straight for the tea cake.
Tea cake? Marshmallow tea cakes.
I know, I'm a bit of a chocoholic really, and I've tried to cut down a lot on chocolate, so I sort of just limit myself to...
4 in, 2 gone. Yeah, not bad. Yogurt?
They've been there a fortnight now.
Yeah, sure they have. Yogurt shape, yeah, that's not too bad.
It's all good stuff.
Let's just get it. Oh,
Look,
I tell you what.
eating,
Yeah, cottage cheese, natural cottage cheese.
Impressed, don't you?
Right, what else have we got?
Bit of them.
Looking a bit thin on the ground here, isn't it? Bit of ham, bit of turkey. Pickled onions in the fridge.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And then, what about, do you use these a lot, I suppose? Yeah,
yeah, they're just...
something to throw in the microwave or whatever?
Chicken in the microwave, bit of fried rice.
Yeah.
Should be having boiled rice.
Rice, sure, yeah.
As a rule, but, you know.
But then, you see, you're home to your roots here, because you've got a big wad of bacon there, haven't you?
No, bacon's good for you, actually.
Is it?
If you have the bacon grilled, cut the fat off it, no butter on your bread, tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's it. If you do that.
It's a winner.
It's a winner. And also, I have to say, because he was telling us before, can you just get around here, Steve? Fat-free milk, half-fat milk, fat-free milk. I tell you what, that's not bad, actually.
Quite impressed with that, aren't you?
I'm glad I'm not coming around for dinner, but it's not too bad. Let's have a look at the freezer.
The freezer next door.
Go on then.
What have we got in here?
Gonna be something really bad, something. Oh, just when he was doing well. Just when he was doing well. Ice cream. 3 gone. Bad news, that one. That's a bit of a
month, though.
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Lisa? How many? Out of 10 for his eating habits?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's only because you like him.
Yeah.
Okay, what's this? He's awarded the official... there you are. Will it fit?
I don't know, actually. There you go, it's supposed to just sit on top of there.
It is actually, not bad.
There you go.
Well done, yeah, you
Look
deserve
like
that. Not really.
Now it's happened so often that nobody even blinked when the Reds were drawn away to Sheffield United once again. They hardly need to say, here's Graham Kelly with the draw, but there's no question Sheffield are an omen. Twice the Reds have beaten them on the way to winning the trophy itself.
What is it? Who's pulling the balls out of the bag? What's going on?
I don't know. But if we win it cup this year, I hope we get them the first round next year.
They buzz it.
No, that's what I says to Dale. I said, see you next year.
Yet another youngster, John O'Kane, was stepping up for his big moment, while Peter Schmeichel, well, he was back to number 1 once again.
Rodgers. Hodges, it's a lovely touch for Blake. They can't follow it in. Schmeichel right back on the line. The final touch towards the goal came from Hodges. Cantona. Here's Butt. Well, there's a fiery side to Nicky Butt's nature, and there's a fiery side to this cup tie now.
Trouble here. Charlie Hartfield's in trouble. He's off mark. Hartfield has a swing at Cantona. Crazy. Whether he reacted to something the Frenchman did, but it's a red card. Hartfield's the one. I'm sure it's Charlie Hartfield. I'm sure it's a 4.
Keane able to turn. Well, McClare's got gigs in plenty of space on the left. Hughes and Cantona and Keane in the middle. Oh, against the post from Mark Hughes.
Now that was a super header from Hughes.
Back for Rodgers. Gage has a gap there. Oh, brilliant save! Absolutely brilliant save at the full extent of his dive. Cantona. Hughes. Keane did well then. It's Mark Hughes. They've finally made one count, and Hughes trying to make history repeat itself here. He got the winner a year ago, and he's put Manchester United in prime position to win again at Bramall Lane in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Hughes. There's a break on here. Cantona is free. Giggs has seen him. He's found him. Cantona looks for the chip. Oh, exquisitely done.
Game, set, match. Wonderful, wonderful piece of finishing.
from Eric Cantona. And it's the type of thing they do so often. 1 minute they're defending a corner, and in an instant they're at the other end of the pitch and they've got themselves a goal. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and not even the gales can affect the quality and the accuracy of Cantona's chip.
What you saw was years and years of practice, sheer practice of precision, audacity, vision, all rolled into one, encapsulated into one movement. And I think that's the great test of a great player.
From a great player to a great goalkeeper, unplugged, as it were. Focus on Peter Schmeichel.
Schmeichel comes again, makes another save, and there's no way past the big blonde giant.
Winning the European Championship was, that was something that I've never expected to do with a little country like Denmark.
Really probably the most popular man in the whole, dare I say, the whole of Denmark at the moment, Peter Schmeichel.
Musician. I'm from a musical family, so I would probably have gone into an instrument and make my living of that. Take piano lessons. I play a little bit of drums, and I used to take drum lessons as well. There's so many people that these days make good music, but if I have to name one favourite, it's got to be Sting. Steve Bruce, probably.
What, in training?
No, in games. Any Italian dish. Tagliatelle is probably my favourite, yeah. I really admire Sting for what he's doing. He's perfect in 6 or 7 instruments. He's got his own recording studios. Everything he does is really up to my taste. Favourite player's got to be Eric Cantona. The things he's doing in the games they're just incredible, and the way he has lifted our team, which was a good team before he came, has been really, really good.
Cantona looks for the chip. Oh, exquisitely done.
I room with Andrei Kanchelskis, and when we turn off the light, this happens every time. He has to turn it on again and go down, and there's a little red LED on the television. If that's not turned off, he can't sleep. So he turns off the lights and go for about 5 minutes, and then he sees this little dot on the television, and he turns it on again, go down and turns it off. And that is, I think that's a bad habit. Yeah.
Peter Schmeichel. Now, Kevin Keegan's presence at Bramall Lane had more significance than anybody imagined, because out of nowhere, Alex Ferguson signed Andy Cole. The whole of football was stunned, and nobody more shocked than Cole himself.
Great stuff, Andy, great stuff.
A £7 million British record. Andy Cole in a red shirt. Wow.
A big shock. I think it's a shock to you boys as well, because no one thought that Kevin Keegan would sell me like arch rivals Man United, but I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think he would say it?
To be honest, no. But that's football for you.
Did you have any doubts about coming in?
No, as soon as I knew they was interested, I made my mind that I would come here.
Best buy they could have done, Andy Cole. Best buy.
I reckon it's a good move, Out of the blue. So I thought it was going to go for Collymore, but yeah, I reckon Cole's a good move.
It's a big shock. It reminds me of when we signed Eric Cantona.
Very shocked indeed, but we're glad. As a Red, very glad Andy Cole.
The latest in a long line of record United transfers. Albert Quicksaw through to Dennis Law. At one time, Brian Robson had the most expensive perm in football. Gary Pallister, the most expensive defender. Roy Keane, yet another record breaker. And if you want the best, then you've got to pay for it.
I think it's important for the players who have given us so much in the last few years to stay at the top. They deserve that. They've worked really hard. So we need to, from time to time, give us an incentive, give us an added boost of a top player coming to the club. It's good for competition, and if it can improve the side, even by 5%, that we're doing the right thing.
But on Tyneside, the fans were bereft, and Kevin Keegan had to calm their fears. After all, Andy Cole was a Geordie hero, and you don't sell heroes lightly.
Yeah, it's a black lad, isn't it?
Is it? He's got a few goals in that, hasn't he?
I don't know, he's struggling at the moment.
Oh, he's a bit late spin, hasn't he?
But I think he didn't score for 9 games, so we spent 6 million.
6 million?
Yeah, it's not bad for someone to score for 9 games.
Kind of offer like when he was scoring, now 6 million when he's not.
You know what the thing is though? I haven't scored for about 20 games, that must make me about 10 million, mustn't it?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah?
And I'm prolific at the moment.
So a time of change and progression, with Keith Gillespie moving to Tyneside as part of the deal. Every good wish to him, but what are those left behind now facing competition for places?
Do you want to stay?
Obviously I want to stay, yeah. Because I've been here for 10, 15 years, so it's very much part of my football life.
Do you think the situation might be taken out of your hands though?
I don't know, it's not for me to say.
By prior agreement, there was no Gillespie or Cole when the two Uniteds met. But Mark Hughes played, and he was in for quite an afternoon.
Owen. Hughes holds it up. Well, it's Hughes! Mark Hughes! Well, wouldn't you have just had a bet on it? His future at Manchester United with a shadow cast over it, but he responds in the best possible way.
Well, he's anxious and he will be anxious. Typical of Hughes' bravery as well, Martin.
But is that his last kick of the ball in this game? Surely it couldn't be his last kick of the ball for the club. With so much transfer talk. Kitson. Robert Lee! Straight the top of the bar. Ferguson. Kitson trying to guide it down. Could come his way. Kitson! Well, that's what they wanted to see. No thoughts of Andy Cole at this particular moment. Paul Kitson. There's no offside. It was made through to Roy Keane. Srnicek has earned his money in that moment. Giggs. Venison's gone across, can't stop it. Ryan Giggs really on a run here. Cantona's unattended. Eric Cantona!
The faces just about said it all. A point when it could have easily been 3. The gap was now 5 points at the top, with United having played a game more than Blackburn. Happily, Blackburn were next up at Old Trafford. What a moment for a debut in a game the champions simply had to win. It was now or never.
That says you've got to reach your capabilities. You've got to tell everyone who's the champions, why you're the champions. And the ability in this dressing room, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about that. And I think in these situations, players emerge. Players, because they've got the ability, because they've got the temperament, because they've got the character, and all the various things that great players have to come to the fore.
There's Cole trying to get in behind them. It's Andy Cole. Is this a sensational start here? He's missed. Ince. Cole backing into Henry. Henry using his strength. It's Giggs. It's deflecting here for McClare. Everyone behind the ball. The captain knocked it long for Manchester United. But here comes Keane. Well, he chose not to go for goal himself. He's probably regretting that now. Sharpe. Ince. Oh, the goalkeeper just got it away in the end as it bobbled away from him and behind him.
Well, the game's really stretched at this present moment in time, Martin. I just wonder, one or two tired legs, might that be the deciding factor in the match?
Blackburn played in midweek, of course. Good timing from Giggs. Cantona! Well, that's what it means to Alex Ferguson.
And not only that, a department that sometimes people have criticised him about, his delivery is absolutely spot on.
Now there was just a minute left when Blackburn looked to have equalised, but Alan Shearer's push on Roy Keane meant Tim Sherwood's header was ruled out. Blackburn cried foul, but the referee stood firm. It was a debatable decision, but that's all it was. But Eric Cantona, the star on Sunday, became the devil on Wednesday. A rush of blood following a sending off against Crystal Palace, and United were in the headlines once again, this time for all the wrong reasons. At a time when football has been washing its dirty linen in public, Manchester United themselves took the decision to act independently. 2 days later, the club issued a statement banning Cantona for the rest of the season. The player had expressed deep regret at the incident, and although in no way condoning his actions, the club had backed their prize asset and want him to remain very much a part of their future. The full story will be in our next edition, but for the time being, au revoir.